you are and who God has called you to be, okay? And we'll go more into that in a little bit. So Psalms 139, starting at, as I should have had it, we are going to start at verse 13, and I will read until verse 17. For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, meaning that I am wonderful, meaning that I am pretty dope, right? I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in that secret place. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. May there be a blessing to this word. Amen. So I want to invite you all, if you all feel led to share just whatever has come to your mind when reading those words. What ways are you proud? What ways are you just excited to just be living out loud, fearfully and wonderfully made? What ways are you just so daggone dope in all the creation that you are, in all your wovenness and all your knitness, right? Just you and being proud, not just today, but every day we should be proud. I'll just ask that you just share, and for the sake of time, to just be mindful of that, okay? About 2 minutes, 2 minutes, so that actually means 1 minute. That actually means 1 minute. Who would like to share?
Hi, I'm Minister Mo. I just had my birthday on June 27th, and I was reflecting back on all the things that have changed in my life. You know, I never thought I would see gays allowed in the military. I served for 20 years, and we used to be caught in bars and dishonorably discharged in my time, you know. And I never thought that I would see gays be allowed to be married. And now it's come to pass. I've been married, you know, and I got to see that in my lifetime. I have a brother named Bobby that passed in his 30s that was also gay. And I know that if he had lived, he would probably be transgender today because things have changed so much, you know. And I just am feeling so blessed that we have so much freedom today as same gender loving people. And I am so grateful that I've had the opportunity to live through the changes. Amen?
Amen.
My living out loud is somewhat new, well, as loud as I am now, having come out just in 2016. My life has changed immensely, being myself completely. Um, my relationship with God has changed. I never realized that um, God would love me being exactly who I am. So there were a lot of concessions I needed to make in order to, I guess I believed I could make God love me more if I put this to the back burner and bring this to the front. We had an amazing time at Pride yesterday. San Francisco Pride's a lot different than the East Coast. I saw a lot of things, but I enjoyed it a lot. It's like right in the face, but I truly enjoyed it. And I just appreciated that energy, just as I love the energy here of people who are being exactly who they are unapologetically. And I just feel radically included. So thank you for that.
whole message is be nice to people on your way up. You never know who's going to meet on the way down. Here's what happened to me. I moved of my own free will and accord to a one-bedroom place after living in one house for 51 years with a whole lot of good stuff. I moved, I say, of my own free will because I had to get away from some stuff. Now, I want to thank all those people who came out and helped me. They told me, get out of their face, they don't want me there. Because see, I would have said, oh no, put it over there, do it like that, do it like that. And they said, no, you stay home. And I appreciate that. And they moved stuff, they bought the pod to put the stuff in. And I'm just thankful that my church family has been just absolutely great. And I thank all of you who even thought of it. I have a new address. If you want to know it, that's fine. I'm not going to give everybody my phone number because it ain't none of your business. It's not a secret, but it ain't nothing. I don't want everybody to call, but I want to thank everybody who thought they wanted to help. And you can contact me anytime because I'm still a mother of this church. I'm still open. Thank you.
I was, thank you, beloved. Let me do this. Today is that day God ordained. I would have never imagined that I'd be as old as I am today. But I want you to see what Mother Elaine gave me for birthday. You see this? This is so cool. You got that right there? Now, this is Jewish, so you read it from the back. You open it from here, and you know how I'm like, I pretend to be a scholar. This is the Holy Scriptures, the Jewish Bible according to the Masoretic text. On one side is English, an English interpretation of what the original text said, not what King James and else said. And the other side is the original Hebrew. Do you know that I am done? You can stick a fork in me, I am done. That's why you see me like this. I've been like this. I've been like this because my heart, I can hardly breathe. I can hardly breathe. Thank you. Thank you. My God, thank you. What a wonderful testament that I live. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Now, no, I came out about 50 years ago. And it has, like this poem said, my life has not been no crystal stair behind that. It was hard to do. Not hard to do to come out, but hard to live in some of the instances where I've had to just go on and be free and be me. I was pregnant and I was going to raise a child. I found out that the child was going to be a son. My parents and family were like, oh my God, no, you can't raise a boy. He'll be messed up because you're gay. And they let me know like again and again and again and again over years and years of listening to that propaganda in my head. But I concluded that an unhappy woman could never raise a happy child. And I had to be me, all the way me, from day one to the end. And I raised my son, whom some of you have seen, telling him from the time he was able to listen, your mama's different. Your mama's gay. These are the things that people might say to you about me. How are you feeling about that? How are you going to cope? Even today, I ask him, how's everything, baby? You still okay with me? Even today, I ask him that. And even today, he says, please, Mom. You know, so 50 years of being out, really, truly out loud, has its perks. It leaves no residue of self-hate. If you got self-hate, you gotta get rid of that. That's useless energy. It leaves no time and energy for anybody to have anything to say that our lives are not authentic. Our lives are so completely authentic. I'm gonna take my seat. The thing that really made my mother just lose her mind was that I had a button. Remember Coca-Cola? Coke is the real thing. Remember how that logo looked and everything? I had a big old red and white button that said, "Gay love is the real thing." Back almost 50 years ago, I was wearing that at my Poe family. But they have come along. They got it. I got the thing that most of them wish they had, which is life, love, and liberty. Moving on with it. That's your legacy. That's your belonging. That's the thing that you have. Life, love, and liberty. Walk in it, live in it. Be grateful for it. Love yourself and love everybody else.
Stay close, yes, please, stay close. Stay close.
You all just wait. I'm gonna run one day. Soon. Good afternoon, everyone. Yesterday, I was at the parade. I don't know if it was designed for me to be there, but I didn't want to be home by myself yesterday. So Tina gave me 15 minutes to hit it and let's go. She did. She gave me 15 minutes. But as I sat and watched the young people go by, and I mean, the more people that went by, the younger they got. And I said to myself, gee, I wonder if I look like that when I went to my first Gay Day parade. And I was home on leave. I joined the Army in 1972. And I was home on leave. And my mother was preparing. At the time, she was the vice president of the San Francisco Council of Churches. And so they were preparing to march against the parade. Now keep in mind, my mother didn't know I was a lesbian. Told on my brother, but didn't tell on myself. And so I did. Maybe you think I didn't rub it right? I didn't know, Mama, that's how I was. But in the meantime, I told my mother, I said, Mom, they were getting ready to march against the Gay Day parade. And they were getting their signs ready, you name it, they were doing it. And the parade was the following week. And so I told my mother, I said, Mom, I said, if you march against the Gay Day parade, you're gonna be marching against me. And my mother was at the sink and I was near the dining room table and she turned around, she looked at me and she said, Vanita, go to your room. And she said, now I'm home on leave. I'm in the Army. Mama telling me to go to my room. So I went to my room and I sat on my bed and I waited for my mother to come to the room to say whatever she had to say. My mother never did come to the room. But in the meantime, that following week, the San Francisco Council of Churches did not march in the parade. And I thank God for my mother, who's deceased now, that then she loved me. That was one of her ways of showing how she loved me, regardless that I was a lesbian. And so I told my father that I was gay. And my daddy said, baby, if you don't go on and sit down, I knew you were gay when you were 10 years old. Your mama knew too, but she just didn't say anything. But I thank God for my parents who loved me unconditionally. And there is another person here, well, actually two, that I love very dearly. And one of them is Dr. Lucky and Pastor Tony. Honey, we go way back. We go way back. And I think maybe
back then too. I think me and Bishop played bid whist back in the day. With something on the table. But in the meantime,
I'm recording.
okay, move on. But Dr. Lucky showed me how to carry myself respectfully. And people would ask me, how did I make it through the military without being discriminated against or CID on my tail? And Dr. Lucky told me that as long as you carry yourself with respect, they won't bother you. And she told me a lot of other things. And I met Dr. Lucky when I was 17. So it's a long time. But I just want to let you all know that my life up until this point, God has brought me this far, and he loves me unconditionally. He loves all of you all unconditionally, whether you know it or not. But you just keep walking in the name of God, and I guarantee you that he will protect you all the way. And I love each and every one of you.
Good morning. My name is Gideon Amboy from Kenya. I was here about a month ago, and I'm so glad to be back. I purposely came to see Mother Jones, see Pastor Ann, and to Bishop, and just to say thank you. And but I just want to say how it's not easy for a person like me to stand here, as it's an act of faith. Because I'm always coming in as an outsider. So one of the ways I introduce myself, even in my writing, is so it takes an act of faith, a bold one, to speak up. So I'm so glad I'm doing it. So there's all the stage fright and all fear, but I'm doing it with others. And I just want to leave you with a brief reflection I've been having on my heart as I walked here for an hour. I think I walked for 57 minutes. And so that's my lot, and that's my life. That's my reality. Not for any sympathy or anything, but that's my reality. That's my outsiderness, what it entails. And I was thinking, like having to walk for an hour because I promised Mother Jones I'd have to go to church, and you don't want to be bothering people. Oh, can you come and pick me and all that? And I have to come, but just speaking in tongues and shedding a tear, having the opportunity to speak in tongues as I did that.